As a video editor, one of the most common questions that I get asked is, when you get the videos, what exactly do you do to them? So today, I'm sharing my exact process that I take every single one of my clients' videos through, and also my videos through. Now, the first thing that I usually do is I usually take all of the footage, whether it's in a Google Drive, whether, it's in my camera, or whether there's some footage on my phone. I collect all of that footage and then I organize it into separate folders. So there'll be one folder for B-roll, there'll be one folder for like graphics and logos, there'll be another folder for like all of the raw footage, and then there'll be another folder for music. Now, I organize this stuff before it even gets into the video editor. So I usually organize all of these files within a folder on my computer. I'll name it either the client's video's name, or I'll name it whatever the video name is. And then once I go into the video editor, I usually use one of two softwares. I either use Premiere Pro or I use CapCut. Once I'm in those video editing softwares, then I'll upload the folders to the software. In Premiere Pro, they just let you upload all of the folders at the same time, but in CapCut, you're gonna have to upload one thing first, and then you're gonna have to create folders once you uploaded those things, and then you can organize it. But organizing your assets and all the things in your video is really important, because when you're editing and you're sort of in that flow, you don't want to keep having to go look for this thing or go look for that thing. That slows you down. So you just want to have all this stuff organized before you even get started. So once you're editing, you can just edit. The next thing that I usually do is I usually do a little bit of color correction depending on how the video looks. So maybe I want the video to be a little darker because it's super bright, so I'll fix that. I don't do super heavy color correction, just fixing minor things, like maybe there's a really hard glare from the sun that's making someone's face super bright, or maybe they're in a kind of a darker room and they don't have any extra light. I'll make the clip brighter. So that's what I mean by color correction. But some people do other things and they change the color of the video completely and do stuff like that. Now, I said this in the previous video, but you want to do color correction first, because if you do it after you start trimming the video, then you're just going to have to color correct each and every single clip. But if you color correct first, then you color correct the whole video, and you don't have to go back and forth, making sure all the settings are the same for each color correction clip. The next thing that I do is I trim up the video. So that's removing any filler words that I feel like that shouldn't be there. So that's any any likes. I have a really bad habit of saying in my videos. I know that's not a filler word, but sometimes I like to remove some of those. And also removing any dead spaces to make sure the video's pace is where it's supposed to be. So once I'm done that, I usually have somewhat of a rough cut, so I have an idea of what the final video is going to look like. But then I have to spice it up a little bit, So the next thing that I usually do is I add some music. So I usually pick out the music before I start editing, but there are times when I wasn't able to do that, so I'll go do it while I'm editing. The next thing I do is I usually put any transitions or effects on the video. So maybe I want one of the videos to fade into another video. I'll, put that transition on the clips. The next thing that I do is add any B-roll that I have. So whether I recorded the B-roll myself or I have to go on a stock footage website and collect some B-roll, that's what I do. Again, usually this is something that I do ahead of time if I know, what the video is going to be about and if I scripted the video. But if I've never seen the video before and it got pre-recorded and sent to me, that's when I go through the video first and I see what type of B-roll clips might be needed, and then I go find it. And B-roll is basically what you put on top of your A-roll. So this right here, what you see right here is A-roll. Any videos that may come after that to explain what I'm saying, that's usually B-roll. The next thing that I do is I start adding branding elements to the video. So if it's my brand or if it's somebody else's brand, I usually have their branding colors, their hex codes. Each and every single color that you have digitally has its own separate hex code. So I usually ask for those ahead of time, or I have my hex codes, and then I go in and, you know, I might change some of the colors of the captions, or I might add some title screens that's the color of their brand colors. You know, little stuff like that, adding logos to the front or to the back of the video depending on what it's for. And I want to say that, you know, I may not do each and every single one of these things to each video. Like sometimes the person doesn't want captions, or sometimes the video doesn't need to be color corrected. But I know, since I have the tools that I need, that whatever I need to do to the video, I'm able to get it done. So let me know down in the comments, do you have any questions about video editing? What does your workflow typically look like? And also, I wanted to mention that I recently just released my Edit Like a Savvy Pro video editing course. It shows you everything that you need to know that I just mentioned in CapCut. So how to color correct, what to trim, where to get B-roll from, where to get copyright-free music from, so your video doesn't get taken down from social media sites. I give you everything you need to know to edit videos for social media. So if you're interested in that, click on the link down below in the description box. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next week.